What's going on, guys? As you can tell, we got a new mascot for the channel. This is Tucker. He's an English Bulldog. He's 16 months old, and he was just rehomed to us. And we love him. This dude is a trip, y'all. A trip. So we're gonna have Mr. Tucker on the channel a lot. Trust me, he'll be out here in the shop. Oh boy, he's a mess. All right, so with that being said, we got to work on the Poop Coupe. So this thing has the factory steering rack in it, and it's just been disabled, so the lines have been cut and all that. We want to put a manual steering rack in this car so that we can make this thing easy to turn. Now I want to talk to you guys about maybe what would be the reason in wanting to put a manual steering rack in one of these cars versus just leaving it power steering. The main reason, in my opinion, for most people is going to be cleanliness. If you want your engine to be simple and clean, where you can just like look up through here and see all of this open space, that's what you're gonna want is a manual rack. Now, so obviously you get to remove the power steering pump, which is just, it's just an eyesore, right? This car's not gonna have AC, it's not gonna have any of that other stuff, so this allows us to keep things simple. Well, to keep it simple, a manual steering rack. This is from LMR, it's a UNISTEER, and it is a 20-to-1. Now, full disclosure, I've never had a Fox body to have a manual, aftermarket manual steering rack. This will be the first one for me. Now, I've had cars, obviously, with manual steering. This car has manual steering and all that, but that's different. This is aftermarket stuff here. I think I had a Coupe back in the day, years ago. I think it had a manual steering rack on it, but I didn't install it. I bought it that way. All right, enough rambling. So what's included in this kit? What do you got to do to make this happen? We're going to unbolt this thing. There's really only two bolts that hold it. One there and one there. Take our outer tie rods off because this thing comes with new ones, and drop the whole thing down. And that's pretty much it. So John's on his way over, and we'll probably just go ahead and knock this thing out. Oh yeah, we're trying out some new microphones. Hopefully these things sound good. If they don't, blame it on the mic. And anyway, with that being said, Tucker's over here all tuckered out. He's had a rough day today, isn't that right, boy? The wind's blowing outside, and he's a little nervous, but he's all right. We got our steering rack here, and we're just trying to figure out how everything goes. We're just gonna get our bushings in it for now. Get this thing up there, see what it looks like. Seems well built, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Ow.
And yes, we know we're dressed alike.
Yeah, we didn't mean to do that. Or then again, maybe we did. Who knows?
Look, it's really the same
Because of that extension.
Because of all this is
Yeah,
gone
it is.
now.
It is, you're right.
We were concerned about the size of the shaft being too short, but this part right here is actually taken out of the manual rack.
Yeah, so it's really, I guess, the same. So, cool. I mean, hey guys, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you question yourself, and I had never installed one of these, so I'm definitely questioning life.
I might be breathing like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
We gotta play with these knuckles, see?
See. So we thought these things were going to be way too big, and we had heard rumors that they hit headers and everything else. And looking at them in the box, we thought for sure they're not going to work.
We thought if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
That's right. But look at the gap. Look at the difference we got in the headers right there. So honestly, guys, this is awesome so far. Now we've not splined it up in here. Something we need to tell you guys, not that we ever did this, but there's two different splines on these. So these knuckles, that knuckle is a different spline from that knuckle, okay, top and bottom. You can beat them on and force them to go. Don't ask me how I know.
We wouldn't recommend it.
Wouldn't recommend it. But if they're not slipping in, it's because you got them splined up wrong. So we took it back apart, and they just bloop. Probably have to re-spline it a couple times to get everything to line up with the throw. But that's it. That's how it lays up in there. We'll get back to you guys here in just a minute. A few talking points on this. I am not a manual rack expert. This is the first one I've ever installed, okay? I think John's done one maybe years ago.
This is the only rack I know how to work.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's nice.
These don't have castle nuts anymore. So no castle nuts, just lock nuts. That's different. I don't know how I feel about it, but if you guys have used these and you like it, or what did you do? Did you use a castle nut, and did you just drill through the the stud here, or did you leave it? I don't know. But there again, no castle nut, and it's just a lock nut. There's no hole in the top of this to be able to put a cotter pin or anything.
So it looks good.
It looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and lower this thing down and see how she do turn.
There's also no flat spots for you to adjust, as you can see.
Yeah, no flat spots. We noticed that earlier.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good up in there.
Yeah, I like it up in there.
Put it on Tucker over there. He don't like when this car comes down. Look, freaks him out. Watch. Here we go. Look. He's like, hell no.
You don't like that shit.
At all. So look, I need to clarify now. I got the dog. He's 16 months old. He's been fixed. He's overweight. He's 75 pounds.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. So we're gonna put him on a. He was on 4 cups a day, so we're just gonna move him down to 3 cups a day. And he didn't have a yard. He didn't have a place to run. So here he's got room. He's already been running around with the kids. Before he had to be on a leash every time he was taken out. So I think he's gonna be fine here.
How long did he run before he started tiring out?
He made 2 trips to the back fence with the girls, and then he was running sideways after that. I'm not going to start the car up, y'all, because he will freak out over that. So there's no point in starting it up anyway. We don't have any power steering, so. All right, we'll see how this thing turns. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Oh, boy, I think we got our wheels all jacked up, but it'll be all right. I'll fix that shit later. Okay. Here we go. We're inside the car. We're not moving. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Oh, man, that's not bad at all. Guys, that's the ticket, man. That's awesome. Now, I know we're on a painted surface, but once the car is moving, it's going to be a lot easier. So
It wasn't nothing like that before.
no, I'll show you with one hand. I mean, kind of give you an idea. We'll drive the car and then we'll talk about it, but not tonight. So that's pretty good.
That is very
before you had to fight with this thing. So the steering is extremely solid, as you would expect. So it's not smushy or anything like that. Cool. I think that's going to wrap the video up. Sorry, I'm sure we've I know I have at least blown out these mics, talking too loud and things like that. I try to remind myself to talk a little bit softer. But if you like the microphone deal, let us know because, I don't know. What do you think about it, John? You like the mics?
Yeah, I like it that way. I ain't got to be so loud for the video.
Yeah, we don't have to be loud, and we can just kind of put the damn thing up and walk around. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Poop Coupe is coming around. This was something that we said we wanted to do. Me and John have been talking about this, and this is one of the first things that we knew we had to do with this car. I'm pleased that we got it done. The other thing is going to be a cage at some point. So
Yes.
We're going to do a 6-point roll bar with swing outs on this car at some point because I'm really trying to do this thing right.
Yeah,
To
we're going to
not-
get a prefab kit.
Yeah, to not, throw a bunch of horsepower at this thing first like I normally would do. We've got our tires. We've got some decent suspension on the car. We've got subframes. And I'd like to go ahead and get a cage in it, doing the manual rack. Normally, I would have just bypassed the rack. I'd have said, to hell with it. I'm just going to, deal with it. But I'm trying to do this thing, I can't say the right way, but I guess it is more of the right way. Because what you want to do, you want to get your car to hook good, be solid, have everything the way you want it with your cage, your suspension, then start adding power.
Well, it's not only for safety aspects, for rigidity.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that'll help too.
So if we go throwing power at this car and it's not going to hook, right? If we don't put suspension on it and we don't do all this stuff, not the steering rack, but if we don't do all this stuff, the car's not going to hook and we're not going to be happy with it, right?
No.
And that's going to cause the car to sit because we're like, all it does is blow the tires off, or it leaves sideways, or it makes too much power for the suspension. So doing the best we can on this, guys. I'm not into racing like I used to be, but I do enjoy it. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, and as always, thanks for watching.